This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required by law. Certain portions of it may be closed to the public for the purpose of personnel and or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made and or discussed in closed session will be made known to the public at a later time. All contracts awarded by mayor and council must comply with the affirmative action requirements of PL 1975 C127. Fire exits are located in the direction I am indicating. If you are alerted for fire, please move in a calm, orderly manner to the nearest smoke-free exit. Notice to members of the governing body and borough staff. Any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used solely for the purpose of borough business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Here.
Councilman Connolly.
Here.
Councilman Johnson.
Here.
Councilman Signorello.
Here.
Councilman Ravina.
Here.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Here.
Mayor Signorello.
Here.
All present, Mayor.
Prayer, pledge of allegiance.
Eternal God, grant us thy help in all our duties and perplexities. We ask for thy guidance. Give us thy protection in our dangers and sorrows. Grant us thy peace. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, no proclamations for this evening. May I have a motion to approve meeting minutes pending corrections?
So move. Second.
All in favor? May I have a motion that bills and payrolls be not read and passed for payment?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to open the public portion on any agenda item?
So move.
Agenda,
Second.
agenda items only.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We got there. If you'd like to come speak, come forward to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. I'm seeing no one. May I have a motion to close the public portion on agenda items only?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Andrew, start us off.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a reminder, Election Day is coming up on Tuesday, November 8th. I want to just go over what we have in store in terms of voting options for people at this stage. So for mail-in voting, the application deadline, if you're still seeking a mail-in ballot, is Monday the 7th at 3 p.m. You'd have to apply in person at the county clerk's office in Westfield or Elizabeth. Return that, postmark it, return it no later than 8 p.m. on Election Day. You could do it by mail, which I would not recommend. In person, you can hand deliver it to the Board of Elections office in Elizabeth or at the drop box on Laurel Avenue at the EMS building. I would highly recommend that. It needs to be done again by 8 p.m. on election night. Early voting is still ongoing until Sunday, so that's through Sunday, November 6th. Hours are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., except Sunday is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. No early voting is happening on Monday, so you cannot cast a vote unless you're voting by mail or hand delivering your mail-in ballot on Monday. Election Day is 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. As a reminder, Ward 1 is at Lorraine Firehouse, Ward 2 is at the library, Ward 3 is Cassano Center, Ward 4 is the middle school, Ward 5 is Aldine School. As a reminder for voters and candidates, no electioneering within 100 feet of the polling place. That will be enforced on Election Day. And for voters, if you're ever told that your name is not in a poll book, in the virtual poll books, just a reminder, you can vote provisionally. It is your right to vote provisionally. You vote by paper. It will be reviewed and canvassed separately from all the other votes just to verify that you are eligible to vote. But you can always vote provisionally if you're told you're not in the election book. An update on a couple of other items beyond the election. In terms of street work, we have a lot wrapping up and still ongoing. Walnut Street and Filbert Street project is complete, so we'll be closing out our CDBG grant and doing a final drawdown within the next month. The Maplewood and Union Road project is continuing. They're finishing up concrete work on Maplewood Avenue at the end of the week. This week, they're also finishing up a little bit of the expanded project area on Charles Street between Union Road and Walnut Street to complete that little strip of paving or a little strip of roadway. They're going to move on to milling and paving. I don't have an estimated date for that, but I would assume within the next week or so, within the next day, I'll have some information on that. Within the next week or so, we'll have that milling and paving. Will not happen on Election Day. Lot 3, which is the Wolffield lot across from the high school, that project is going to be starting on Monday the 7th. The downtown sidewalks award is expected for the first meeting in December, hopefully. That project is going to commence in 2023. And the Webster Avenue CDBG project is also going to happen in 2023. Last, just a couple notes on agenda items, Mayor, and I apologize for the longer report. Ordinance 2704, that actually is an ordinance to appropriate monies from the American Rescue Plan. When we took a final look at how the bids came in and how the project looks for the downtown sidewalks, there is some additional stormwater mitigation measures. This would fully fund that, those stormwater mitigation measures through the American Rescue Plan, so it's not an added cost to taxpayers. So we believe that's a win-win. This is just a legislative step to do that. 2705 is just completing the circuit on the emergency appropriation from the joint meeting. The resolution was adopted by the governing body. 309 and 310, those are routine co-op authorizations going into the colder weather seasons. Oddly enough, 309.22, just for the edification of the governing body, that price is actually cheaper for gasoline than it was in 2020, even though that sounds crazy considering all of us are paying way more for gas now. 310.22, we're going with the Union County Co-op. We did look at the Somerset County Co-op. The price per ton is much less going with the Union County Co-op. And just a note for the governing body, 316.22, we're offloading a lot of older vehicles that have no use to the borough. We've stripped out all of the equipment that's in them, and we're reusing those for other departments. That's it, Mayor.
Cool. Ken?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a reminder, fourth quarter bills are due now. You have until the 10th to pay without interest. The tax sale is Monday, November 21st at 10 a.m. here. That's for all people with prior year taxes. I believe the list is down to 24 properties now, so it has been going down. Please come in and pay if you can, so a lien is not put on your house. Also, Resolution 31122 is acknowledging the discussion of the best practices for 2022. This is the annual survey that's come about with the budget law over the last several years. It's part of the process for the municipality to get the 100% of their state aid. I'm happy to say this year there was the inventory consisted of 56 questions, of which 42 are scored for a total of 36.5 points. Municipalities must score at least 24 points to keep 100% of state aid. There were 11 new questions on this year's inventory, and I'm happy to say the borough will be receiving 100% of our state aid. We got a score of 28. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, Ken. Any questions for Andrew or Ken? Cool. Rich?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Well, if you've been driving around town, you can see we've been very busy. Construction projects are moving along quite nicely. Matter of fact, Fernmore will be, I'm going to finish plan reviewing the Building B, which is the easterly building, and that should be commencing very shortly. I know they want to get in the ground for November 11th and get their foundations in before the winter. So in addition, I did meet with Mr. Hunter yesterday. He submitted the applications for the sewer and the water capping and the utility disconnects. So technically, he has started and he paid for those. He plans on demolishing the buildings by the end of the year. So once the sewer and water capping is complete, I'll issue the permits for the demolition. We already have the plans and documents for the new building. So once the buildings are demolished, we would begin reviewing those documents as well. And of course, obtaining escrows for engineering and all that good stuff that goes along with it. So we've been doing very well financially this year. So the total number of permits for October was 203. Total revenue, Uniform Construction Code revenue for through the end of October is $659,230. Sewer connection fees year to date, $154,983. COA fees for the year so far is $219,478. That may or may not go up substantially by the end of the year, depending if I get the second payment on the Fernmore project, which will be an additional $200,000. The number of Uniform Construction Code violations was 15 for the month. Property maintenance enforcement action, we had 25 court dispositions, 6 violations, and 8 court summonses that were issued. Fines year to date through property maintenance are $26,272. So the amount of revenue or money received by the department through all sources year-to-date is $1,059,953. Currently, we do not have anything scheduled for DRC, and we haven't for several months. I don't have an answer as to why. I've denied several applications, which will be board applications, and the applicants just haven't come in with any type of documentation or applications. I know I corresponded with an attorney today that's looking to go to the board for a pre-existing non-conforming, or certificate of pre-existing non-conforming status for an existing three-family that we have listed as a two-family. So that should be forthcoming along with another application. So most likely December, we will be having a DRC meeting. Those applications won't be heard till January. Otherwise, enforcement action continues proactively. We've been exceedingly busy, and I know some of you have emailed me with certain situations. We will get on those, but I've been running Judy ragged, to be quite honest with you, with other matters as well. In addition, she's been helping out on the enforcement side in the construction office because we've been running into some, issues with enforcement. So otherwise, anybody have any questions? Please feel free to ask.
To the chair, Rich, thank you so much on the scenario. I think it was 270 Westfield Ave, I called the old child interest building, whatever, with the garbage, the recycle and stuff. It was a mess out there. So thanks for hearing it properly and going through the proper procedure. And thanks again.
Yeah, we're looking at other matters with that building as well and with the owner. We're trying to work with the owner on several structural issues within the building. So I'm working with a structural engineer on that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
Rich, is there any progress with Meridia? Are they still on a TCO, or are they?
They're actually still currently on a TCO for 250. Between myself and Andrew, we have been corresponding with Fran McManaman on the issue with the restaurant. I have not really had really it's in Meridia's court right now. So I just extended the TCO for another 90 days. They haven't gotten back to us with what their intentions are for that retail space. Whether they're going to maintain the restaurant use there, because they do have a permit, a partial permit for a restaurant fit out, or if they plan on changing the use. I know the entity that they were discussing, they pulled out, or it must have been a mutual agreement. So
how long can they run on a temporary certificate of occupancy?
that I have sole jurisdiction on that. I can run that as long as I need to until that matter is resolved.
Anything else for Rich? Cool. Thanks, Rich.
Yeah.
Ruben, come hither.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. On October 7th, the Bureau distributed nearly 2,000 usable water bottles to the students of the Roselle Park School District through our Clean Community Grant. Thank you, Mayor and council members for help distribute. This year's borough-wide fall cleanup was a great success. We had over 200 volunteers came out to help beautify our town. Thank you, Councilman Jay Rubana and everyone that volunteered their time. Special thanks to Robert Gordon PTA, Boy Scouts Troop 56, Community Methodist Church, High School Quarterback Club, Kassan Center Association, Knights of Columbus, Middle School National Honor Society, and Cub Scouts 56. On October 25th and 27th, more than 75 residents received free flu and COVID-19 booster shots. Thank you, Westfield Regional Health Department, for their partnership. The next clinic is on Monday, November 21st from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. at Kasana Center. On October 31st, we had over 1,000 residents who enjoyed our second annual Mischief Night and Concert program. The event was not possible without the support of American Legion Post 60, PTA and PTSAs and PTOs of our school district, youth center, DPW, and the police department. On November 11th, we are having an annual Veterans Day remembrance service at Roselle Park Library, starting at 11 a.m. It's going to be a very short ceremony. Starting this month, the center will be introducing a new activity, Rummy Cube, tile-based game for 2 to 4 players, combining elements of the card games, Rummy, and Mahjong. The game will begin at 1 p.m. After lunch on Wednesdays. This is a friendly game, and there is no cost to participate. And starting Friday, December 2nd, the borough will be kicking off the holiday season with annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony and a winter market. This 3-day event includes craft vendors, food vendors, free kids activities, and a beer garden, and performances by our school district and local talent. Finally, I want to remind everyone that the center will be closed on November 8th on Election Day for regular activities. Also on 11, 24, and 25 for holidays. And that concludes my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thanks, Ruben.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Borough Representatives, and residents of Roselle Park. I'm actually going to flip-flop my report. I usually go over personnel first, but I want to do that last tonight. I'm going to start with Borough Trees. As of today, November 3rd, we have received for the year 204 that we have recorded tree work requests. There's probably quite a few that are unrecorded that just get done at a moment's notice, but it's quite a bit of work. As you know, on this agenda, we do have a new shade tree operator on the agenda, which is going to help. But in the meanwhile, we've been outsourcing some of the work to help us get through this. Parks, Acker Park, sorry. I did meet with a vendor to go over some maintenance work at Acker Park, mostly the installation of some of the park equipment that we purchased mid-year. There are some other things that need to be maintained, like the grounds there, because there are some safety hazards with the rubber surface. Borough or DPW equipment, everything is basically work ready. This month we're in the process, well, the mechanic has started to work on some of our equipment for the winter. Working on getting the mason dumps prepared. And within the next couple of weeks, we're going to be putting plows and salters on the trucks. Jumping to garbage and bulk. As far as I know, and far as nothing was brought to my attention, bulk was a success. This was the first bulk since I've been here that I don't believe I didn't receive any complaints about pickup. But then the following week, this week was a little challenging on regular garbage for some reason. And overall, it's been satisfactory. We haven't had many complaints. Just as a note, because we still get phone calls about this every day, East Side garbage collections is on Tuesday and Friday, West Side, Monday and Thursday. Recycling is picked up on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, alternating weeks with paper products and commingling bottles, cans, and plastics. Vegetation pickup is every Thursday on the east side, every Friday on the west side. And the last item I have is personnel. I want to take a minute because I think that our next, the next borough meeting where I have to do a report, half of my staff will be retired. So I just want to acknowledge them by taking a minute to recognize them. And there are five of my employees that are retiring. I'm going to start from the least seniority to the most seniority. And I just want to acknowledge the fact that they've put in a lot of years of service, and I wish them well. That's Micah Stone, 15 years, is shade tree operator. Harry Urick, 19 years of service, operator. Kevin Kopecki, 27 years of service. Correct me if I'm wrong with any of the years, but this is what I have on record.
Close.
26 years of service for Kevin Kopecki, who's a labor helper. Kenny Longo, 32 years of service as an operator, and Mr. Bob Riggy, 37 years of service. I wish them a happy and healthy retirement. That concludes my report.
Me too, Paul. Any questions for Paul?
Yeah, I have one that I have to ask every meeting until it gets done.
What tree?
It's the sidewalk program. When we expect to get that?
Oh, the sidewalk pro?
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with the contractor today. He has a meeting tomorrow with his existing project, and he's going to give us some sort of determination on when he can start tomorrow. Once we have more information, or Andrew and I can elaborate a little bit more on this, we'll try to narrow down a time frame. We're still trying to get it done this month. That's what we're shooting for.
No, I understand the technicalities. I just want the residents to know that continue to ask me that I'm on it, and I'm continuing to ask you guys.
Councilman Johnson is on it for the record.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool.
Also, Paul, I want to thank you very much. It's been going on for like 3-4 years. That tree on Columbus Place and West Clay Avenue finally came down. I was excited about that.
Oh, in the corner,
You made a
yeah.
lot of residents very happy.
Thank you.
I just think your shoes look nice, Paul.
Great. Excellent.
Have a good night.
Don't forget his haircut.
And your haircut looks nice, both.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And you're a nice person.
Thank you. Keep going.
That's it. That's all I got. I've run out.
Thank you.
Ruben, you look nice too, man. And you, Rich. All right. There are no written reports for this evening. Andrew, please read ordinance number 2703 by title.
Yes, Mayor, ordinance 2703 is an ordinance for second reading and public hearing, an ordinance amending Chapter 7, Section 12 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Parking Time Limited on Certain Streets.
May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 2703?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to come up and speak on this ordinance? I am seeing no one. May I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance number 2703?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 2703?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Call the roll, Andrew.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is adopted.
Is this a big one for you?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's one I've been working on for
Oh,
a
really?
while with
Okay.
Andrew.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Andrew, please read 2704 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2704 is an ordinance for introduction, an ordinance appropriating $165,500 received from the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds Program to provide for various capital improvements in the Borough of Roselle Park.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2704 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as November 17th, 2022?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
Andrew, please read ordinance number 2705 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2705 is an ordinance for introduction, a bond ordinance funding an emergency appropriation providing for the local unit's allocable share of the unfunded portion of Phase 1 of the Flood Mitigation Facilities Project of the joint meeting of Essex and Union Counties by and in the Borough of Roselle Park in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, the local unit, appropriating $710,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $710,000 in bonds or notes to finance the costs thereof.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2705 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as November 17th, 2022?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Andrew, call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
All matters listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Andrew, please read all resolutions on the consent agenda by title.
Yes, Mayor. Resolution 30922 is authorizing the open-ended purchase of regular 87 octane unleaded gasoline from National Fuel Oil, Inc. pursuant to Somerset County Cooperative Pricing System Contract Number CC 4522 2022 with roughly 8.5% per gallon upcharge. Resolution 310-22 is authorizing the open-ended purchase of rock salt from Morton Salt, Inc. pursuant to Union County Cooperative Pricing System Contract Number UCCP-21-2022 at a $76.94 per ton. That's the price per ton. Resolution 31122 is acknowledging that the governing body has discussed the 2022 best practices inventory. Resolution 31222 is authorizing the tax collector to issue a refund of duplicate payment of fourth quarter 2022 property taxes on 222 Galloping Hill Road, block 1111, lot 18 of the municipal tax map in the amount of $2,811.25. Resolution 31322 is appointing Brian T. Flynn to the position of Shade Tree Bucket Operator. Resolution 31422 is authorizing the Roselle Park Police Department to cover park meters for the 2022 holiday season. Resolution 31522 is authorizing the Borough Clerk to auction unclaimed vehicles. Resolution 31622 is authorizing the Borough Clerk to auction vehicles no longer needed for public use. Resolution 31722 is joining the County of Union, the National Association of Counties, and the National Association of County Veteran Service Officers in support of Operation Greenlight. Resolution 31822 is awarding a professional services contract to Neglia Engineering Associates for professional engineering, survey, design, and construction management services for the project Central Business District Sidewalk Improvements in an amount not to exceed $107,500.
Thank you, Andrew. Does anybody want to pull anything? Cool. May I have a motion to approve the resolutions on the consent agenda?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, reports of Borough Council committees. Council President Petrosky.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, first of all, I want to send my condolences out to Millicent and Fuso. On October 20th, I attended the joint sewer meeting. Basically, we approved purchasing many materials for the upcoming year. On October 22nd, I attended the Recreation Halloween. Tina, great job as usual in your committee. I think this was the biggest turnout I've seen, but everything went well, and I appreciate all the effort. The 25th, I attended the historical meeting. Getting ready for elections this month. And I also attended the Diwali celebration at the courthouse. Okay. On the 26th, I attended the community special event meeting. It was a short meeting, but just went over the few events we had and the upcoming events. On the 27th, I attended the Meridian event. It was a little get-together they had with the tenants, and they had two guys in guitars, and they had food there, so it was a few people there, so everything went well. The 30th, I attended the Mischief Night concert, and I couldn't get over how many people were there. It was a great turnout. What's that?
It's a very good showing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything. And on the 31st, Halloween, I want to thank the mayor for coming.
Happy to be there. Sheridan's my second favorite street.
Okay, thank you.
Sherman's number one, though.
But I appreciate, and I also want to thank Roseanne Lyons, who also came, and she helped me give out the candy. So again, I want to thank the two of them. Tina, I'm glad you went to Bender Avenue with the leftover candy from the recreation. So, and I don't know if anyone came with you. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah. So, like I said, I gave out 1,800 pieces of candy on Sheridan. So, and I know a lot of the kids were telling me at the end that Bender Avenue ran out, actually. So I could, and I seen pictures of it. It was, as usual, a big turnout. On November 12th at 12 o'clock, the fire department is going to have their memorial plaque. A social media will be sent out to all people. Ray Parento sent it to me, but he had a death in his family, so he asked me to announce it for tonight. The 11th is Veterans Day at 11 o'clock, like Ruben had said. December 2nd is the Christmas tree lighting. 3rd and 4th will be the winter market from 2 to 8. 18th will be the Santa Parade light at 7 p.m. And just make sure you go out and vote.
Yes.
It's a big thing, and you should, everyone, my grandfather, as a young kid, always made me tell me about voting, and I voted in every election since I turned 18. And my grandfather did the same, he said. So, and he said, if you don't vote, you shouldn't complain about anything. So, if you need to contact me, you can get me at jpetrosky@rosellepark.net, 908-666-7821. And that's my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Good report, Councilman.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Sure. On October 30th, I also attended the Mischief Night concert and trunk or treat at Michael Morey Gazebo Park from 6 to 9 p.m. Mayor, I'd love to see this expand into the downtown area and allow the businesses the opportunity to be included within it. It was a beautiful event, a lot of fun, a lot of people. This Monday, November 7th, Roselle Park Veterans Memorial will be hosting a pumpkin pie baking event at 3:30 p.m. on November 14th. At 4 p.m., come to the library and make turkey place card holders for your Thanksgiving holiday table. Both events are open to ages 5 to 11 years old. Roselle Park veterans only. Roselle Park residents only, and
I can't get any pumpkin pie.
I mean, 5 to 11 years old and a veteran.
Mike, you can sneak me some pumpkin pie. Thanks.
Roselle Park residents only, and pre-registration is required. Just a reminder that the library will be closed on Veterans Day on Friday, November 11th. If you'd like more information on programs running in our library, you can call 908-245-2456 or go to the borough website and click the link that will bring you to the Roselle Park Veterans Memorial Library page. The Environmental Commission Committee meeting is scheduled for November 16th at the Casanos Community Center at 7 p.m. The committee continues to seek volunteers for the Shade Tree Subcommittee, the Green Team, and the Community Garden. If you'd like to get involved or contact, you can go to the committee's Facebook page, Roselle Park Environmental Commission. Roselle Park Small Business Network. Due to the holiday season, we will not be meeting in November and December. Our next meeting will be at Iorio Deli at 301 West Clay Avenue on Tuesday, the 24th of January. If you're interested in and you're a small business in Roselle Park, you can join our Facebook page at Roselle Park Small Business Network and participate in our survey. Positively, Roselle Park 24/7 would like to thank all that participated in the Bender Avenue Candy Drive. We do that every year, and it was successful with the amount of candy that we were able to collect and distribute to the Bender Avenue residents. Okay, so Roselle Park Girl Scout Troop 40070 will be fundraising during the holidays to raise money to go to Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, they will serve in unity with the local San Juan Girl Scout Troop, providing community service to a community of senior citizens by preparing a meal for them, and they'll be going to a local orphanage to bring art supplies and give them an art lesson. And there's more details to come for that. You can look on social media for details if you want to participate or donate to them. Also, Roselle Park Girl Scout Troop 400908 are collecting new warm pajamas of all sizes, hats, gloves, and scarves for the organization Family Promises that supports families experiencing homelessness in Union County. Drop-off locations are Joe and Jody's Barbershop, Iorio Deli, Anthony Signorello Youth Center, and Roselle Park Veterans Memorial Library. I'd like to take a moment to thank all the veterans for serving. Veterans Day is Friday, November 11th, and I'd like to share this link for businesses that offer a free or discounted meal to veterans to honor their service. It's www.liveabout.com. And if you need to get in contact with me, you can email me at jbelomo@rosellepark.net or call me at 908-514-5027. And thank you for allowing me to serve.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. Councilman Urbina?
Thank you, Mayor. Well, good evening, Mayor, colleagues, and good evening, Roselle Park. On October 19th, I visited the Cranford Community Center for a meeting on the East Coast Greenway. discussing possible and existing connections and making the on-road portions of the Greenway safer. While the East Coast Greenway, which includes off and on-road trails from Maine to Florida, doesn't run through Roselle Park yet, we're working very hard to change that. Fifth Ward residents may have noticed the overgrowth and dead wood removed on Valley and Beechwood. Our goal is to use the old Rawway Valley and, at this point, connect to the East Coast Greenway and other trails at Blackbrook Park and Kenilworth. The county met its deadline and submitted an application for the Transportation Alternative Program grant funding. While 5 letters of support were needed to accompany the application, I collected a total of over 42 letters of support from state transportation agencies, municipal governments, Rails to Trails Advisory Committee member Jackie Garcia, Rails to Trails Conservancy, PBA 27, Congressman Donald Payne Jr.'s office, Tri-State Railway Historical Society, local businesses like Bob's Bicycle Service, and a number of residents. I thank each and every one of you who took the time to help out, to advocate for what little open space is left in our community to turn it into what will be an economic driver, promote health and wellness, provide recreation, encourage active lifestyles, save the environment, provide free and equitable transportation that further saves Roselle Park households in fuel costs and makes our little borough that much more desirable to live, work, and play. On Saturday, October 22nd, we held our Clean Communities Cleanup, and as a liaison to Clean Communities, I'm filled with gratitude. Over 200 volunteers came out to pitch in. PTAs, scouts, churches, Knights of Columbus, high school clubs, middle school honor society, every parent, thank you for teaching the next generation many valuable lessons, including civic pride and environmental responsibility. I saw a lot of Roselle Park and Panther pride and many future leaders take an initiative. Thank you to all for going above and beyond. That same day, I visited the Veterans Memorial Library for the Halloween festivities. Between the team at the library and our recreation department and all the volunteers that made this event happen, it was an amazing time. After that, I stopped by the museum and viewed the original 1906 maps and heard some great stories relating to the orchards in the west side of town and some railroad history. On October 27th, I visited the booster and flu vaccine clinic at the Casano Center. Thanks to Rupin and the Westfield Regional Health Department for being available to address the health needs of our residents. On the 30th, I attended the Mischief Night concert. Great costumes, bands, food, tables, games, and thanks to the Legion Post 60 for the trunk or treat, and to all groups and volunteers who came out to participate and support. As per DPW Superintendent Biamonte, Aldine Park gates are scheduled to come in November 23rd. And Maplewood Avenue residents may have seen work trucks out there earlier this week. Crews installed ADA-compliant curb wraps and sidewalks, and as Andrew had said earlier, he will get an ETA on milling and paving. Municipal Lot 3 across from the high school will be done next week. Thanks to Union County for providing matching funding and to the Board of Ed for chipping in. I also had a laundry list of follow-ups for our BA and our Superintendent, Biamonte. Thank you both for your attention in addressing a myriad of concerns and pending requests and projects. Always appreciate the communication, follow-up, and follow-through. We're in November, so it's Lung Cancer Awareness Month, COPD, diabetes, pancreatic cancer, stomach cancer, and Alzheimer's Awareness Month. We're approaching the end of the year, so please get checked, especially if you have a family history of the conditions I just mentioned. I'll post links for self-help on my page by this weekend. Take a moment to learn more. And this is also the time of year where people experience seasonal depression. Mental health issues are still prevalent. More than 43 million Americans struggle. 1 in 5 Americans live with a mental health condition. 1 in 20 is living with serious conditions like schizophrenia, bipolar, or long-term major depression. Check up on family, friends, and neighbors this holiday season. Give them a hug, a home-cooked meal, support when they're down. Tell them how much they mean to you. While words can hurt, words can inspire, and words can heal. For more info, visit dosomething.org, ucnj.org/DHS, dial 211, reach out to the Westfield Department of Health at 908-789-4070, the Union County Department of Human Services at 908-527-4847, or call or text 988 for resources. This coming Tuesday is Election Day, so don't forget to vote. Local elections matter, and so does your voice. It's a statistically proven fact that local elections experience lower voter turnout, partly due to the fact that many voters believe local elections to be of little importance. With such a small pool of voters in these local elections, votes carry extra weight, making your vote that much more vital. We've got vote by mail, and folks are taking advantage of avoiding the lines with early voting right now. Change starts at the local level, and state and federal policies all start somewhere. Today's laws stemmed from an idea. Countless movements have catalyzed the creation of landmark federal laws throughout history, such as women's suffrage, racial discrimination, minimum wage, and marriage equality. What did they all have in common? They all started out somewhere smaller. Remember, your voice makes a difference. We all have a voice, and it's yours to use. Form your own opinions based on your values, what topics are important to you, and do your research so that you can best decide on who you'll entrust to make decisions that reflect what you want to see in our government, our government. Finally, November 11th is Veterans Day, so to our veterans, thank you for your patriotism, for giving of your youth, your courage, your body, mind, and soul to protect our freedoms, values, and liberties. You deserve a lot for your patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. God bless you. Thank you all to all who've reached out to me and continue to contact me to help them address their concerns. I can be reached at 862-236-0019, jrabine@rosellepark.net. Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman. I didn't really have an order, so now I'm confused who's going to go next. Greg Johnson. Switching sides.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and residents. My report will be brief since I was away for about a week or so. I would like to start off by mentioning that I attended the second annual Mischief Night concert and program that was located at Michael Morey Park. Great job, Rupin. While being present at that particular event, I had the opportunity to donate and participate in the American Legion's second annual Trunk or Treat candy giveaway that was also a part of this magnificent event. I just wanted to express my gratitude to all the residents that contributed to this particular segment. In fact, a special thanks is warranted and goes out to Councilwoman Jody Belomo, Councilman Michael Connolly, Chris Monroe, Michael Ann Regan, Kim with the ambulance truck, Kanja Patel for also helping to make the American Legion Trunk or Treat a successful endeavor during the borough event. Lastly, thank you to Kat McCoy, American Legion's true VIP, for helping our post to find not only more volunteers, but people willing to sacrifice and spend money to donate candy as well. And I think that's significantly important because during that event, there was a lot of people, and we also had to conjure up additional monies to try to meet that demand. And so I think it's important to recognize, and thank you, Councilwoman Jody. You didn't just attend; you were there in the grind with us, handing out candy and doing more than just attending a service. And we truly appreciate you. Right, Mike?
Yep.
And since I'm in the thanking moment, I would like to take the time to thank the mayor and Andrew regarding all of the First Ward infrastructure improvements that are currently in progress. Union Road, Charles Street,
We gave you a little extra
Walnut
bonus Street, too.
I know. That's why I had to. That's why I had to give you a little extra thank you. All the streets are looking aesthetically great, and this is what it's about. This is why I love to serve. On another note, I would like to say good luck to all of those who are running for public office, whether it be school board or an elected representative. It takes a lot of guts to put oneself out there. And I just wanted to say to all, just keep your messages positive and stick to what you bring to the table. The voters will do the rest. So good luck. Lastly, before I end my report, I would just like to take the time to recognize the Roselle Park Police Department for doing a fantastic job managing Bender Avenue. It's because of law enforcement and personnel like that continue to keep our community safe. And I just wanted to show my gratitude and appreciation. And I so love serving as a law enforcement officer as well. So thank you guys. Kudos to you. If you need to get in contact with me, please email me at gjohnson@rosellepark.net, or you could call me at 908-303-1519. And Mayor, record-breaking report.
That was tight. But I am going to take a little bit more of your report. Has nothing to do with council, but I was just calling Greg this week about election stuff, and I'm catching up on things. And I just want to recognize Greg. His day job is not councilman. His day job is keeping New Jersey and Essex County safe. So I want to commend Greg and all the boys up there in Newark and Essex County working hard with this dangerous situation we have with the shooter, bringing that gentleman to justice, I believe, this week.
Yeah, we was working on that 24/7 with the marshals and state police and everybody. It was intense.
Yeah, I'm calling Greg about phone banking. He's like, I'm trying not to get shot out here. So
It was for real.
I just think it's very worth commending one of our own,
Thank you.
boys over here for what was a very dangerous situation. So,
Appreciate it.
yep. Okay, Councilman Signorello.
Good evening. Just a yearly reminder about your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. When we change the clock, is this weekend or the next?
this weekend.
This weekend. Check them, make sure you have them. If you don't have them, give Andrew a call. We'll see if he can get you a smoke detector. Little reminder about borough residents about not putting your leaves in the street and county roads. Okay, we have a great system, and they picked them up this morning. What do you call it? What we got picked up today? Vegetation waste. Put them in a basket, put them in a recyclable paper. I use old garbage cans, and they work great with the holes in the bottom so they could drain, whatever. It does not go in the gutter, county roads or whatever. I, too, attended, went Saturday night. The band was really good. And like everybody said, it's just a positive thing, and we could build and just make it better on Mischief Night. I'm not sure I know exactly, but just a school thing here. I think we're having a bonfire Tuesday night before the Thanksgiving, and I believe the Thanksgiving game is Wednesday night in Roselle. Not
Thanksgiving.
Excuse me, Thanksgiving Day at 10:30, 11 in the morning. It's Wednesday night, I think they just got lights on their field. I too attended, I haven't been down up Bender Ave, but I walked it this year, first time in a while with my grand dog, Schmores, and thanks to the Union County Sheriff's Department helping out, Roselle Park PD, and the DPW. I know this is, I believe it's a good thing for the town. I know it's tough and some people might not agree with it, but this year, I think, I'm not sure, I just saw a lot more foot traffic this year. And again, maybe it's 2 years after COVID and people wanted to get out. And again, on 11 a.m., thanks to the vets all over the country, New Jersey and Roselle Park. My dad, who passed this year, was a vet. So hat off to all the veterans that served. Anybody's looking for me, jsignorella@rosellepark.net and 908-721-6488. That's the end of my report, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Connolly.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I just want to echo what the councilman at large said. I found like 3 or 4 people in the last couple of days, not blowing them out to the street, but blowing them into the storm drains, the sewers, and that's a big no-no. Other than that, I'm not sure if during the bonfire, I don't know, I had no communication at all. Like the last time, we had a flag burning ceremony also during that. Are we going to continue that this year, or?
That was a couple years ago. I don't know if we're doing it this year.
Yeah, because I just found 2 days ago, like 4 giant bags of flags that were left in the rear, and we're accumulating. So I think that might be a good idea to do that.
Well, I think it's not too late. Just have a
the
chat
Boy
with the
Scouts
fire
usually
chief.
did that, yeah. So I just want to, put that out there, to keep it considered, for consideration. I attended the Mischief Night concert. It was a great event. I really enjoyed myself. I was shocked the amount of people that came there, and shocked at how many people wanted to take pictures with myself and the commander. Giving out the poppies. It was very. I was very touched by that. But it was a great event, and I enjoyed it myself. Like you said. November 11th, Veterans Day, 11th month, 11th hour, 11th day. I think our keynote speaker will be Commander Joe Verdon, and he's looking forward. He's been rehearsing, and hopefully he'll do a great job this year. If you need to contact me, you can email me at mconnelly, CONNELLY, @rosellepark.net. Have a good evening. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Councilman. So I think that's me pulling up the rear. All right, couple tactical things. So I wanted to say, wish Ruben was here. I should have told him in person. Great job with the Mischief Night Halloween festivities. Halloween is my favorite holiday, as I say very often. So I'm glad we're expanding what we're doing there. I think collectively what you've seen over the last 4 years is we've really tried to focus on a couple key events versus doing a smattering of ones that just a couple people show up to. Now when we have an event like the Oktoberfest, which we built up to, the Arts Festival was huge this year, the Christmas market the last 2 years have been fantastic. We've been focusing and spending our dollars on a few key pillar events versus shotgun blast, scattershot, and I think it's yielded really positive impact. I want to make it bigger next year, even though the BA doesn't like Halloween. I will not let him bring us down, theoretically, if I am mayor. I will not let him be the Grinch of Halloween. I actually, on a very serious note, as much as I love to see what goes on in Bender, it really stresses me out for the people who live there, because there's less and less people that participate, and there's more and more people who come. So although it hasn't been an official borough event in the past, I think we need to figure out, beyond what we've had from volunteers, what we can do to help support some of the folks there. The funny thing is we started doing I'm going to have a long report tonight. Sorry, guys. I'm the mayor. I can do that. The idea around the spook, the event on Mischief Night was to draw attention from Bender. And everybody kept asking the cops, like, okay, well, Bender's not happening? And they're like, no, Bender's still a thing. And I'm like, no, just tell them this is the one official event. So we'll look to double down on that next year to hopefully alleviate some of the folks on Bender, because, the ones who are still doing it, they're soldiers, but it's tough. Okay, other tactical note before I get really ranty. I made a promise to buy a fire truck in my first 4 years as mayor. I am proud to announce that we will be putting in a purchase order for one. Ken, do we have the money for it? Are we bidding in a bond? I'm saying it right now, so it's happening.
What company?
We're putting in we're putting in an order for a new fire truck.
What company?
Pierce.
Pierce is going to be Pierce?
Yeah. I mean, they're on back order, right? So it's going to take like 2 years to deliver, but I think I'm still technically, by the skin of my teeth, fulfilling my promise my first year. 22 months. 18 months?
22.
7 months?
22.
Thank you. Thanks, Jim. I think I still am just barely squeaking out my campaign promise on that one. So thank you to the borough administrator. Thank you to our borough attorney to make the funds possible. Thank you to Ken for finding the funds for that. No thank you to Joe Signorello Jr. for asking me consistently when it was going to happen.
Yeah, I give you Dinty Moore at the house when you don't.
I've got like 3 gray hairs in addition. Thank you, Ray Parento.
He always brings it up.
And thank you, the liaison to the fire department.
Yes.
Yeah.
There he is.
It's Petrosky. could be my last meeting. Well, it's my last meeting before the election, one way or the other. But it could be one of my last meetings. So I just want to, thank the borough for the opportunity to have served. It's been, although it doesn't always look it, it's been a really, really fun 4 years. It's crazy that it is 4 years now. That COVID blend of like 2 years feels like it just kind of glommed into one, but that was less fun, but that was still exciting and probably a story to tell. It has really been, for somebody who's grown up in this town and for somebody who's seen the potential in it for a really long time, although I don't think we've realized that potential quite yet, I feel like we've made really strong strides to get us there. And I think this next 2 years, whoever the mayor is, they're going to see a Roselle Park that Roselle Park is deserved, that Roselle Park is needed, and on really financial solid ground, right? So I'm lucky. When I got elected, I inherited Ken, who's a fantastic CFO, Andrew, who's a fantastic clerk. Even though he's a Republican councilman, we kept him along for the ride. We kept him along for the ride. We even promoted him.
Hey, he's in the first ward. Though.
He always has to dress different. I don't look at party. I look at quality of the candidate.
He's a good man.
But I was very, very blessed to inherit a very good team. And as a result, we've done a lot in the last 4 years. Now, it's felt like a lot. You can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs. And we've certainly cracked a couple eggs in Roselle Park. And sometimes it feels scary and sometimes it feels like too much. And I think for the longest time, people have thought that the mayoral position is one of just like showing up and kissing babies and shaking hands. I'm not that mayor. I'll never be that kind of mayor. And I'm proud to not be that kind of mayor because I mean business, because we have a employee base of upwards of 70 people. This is a small to medium-sized company that needs to be run efficiently and effectively. And over the last 4 years, we've done that. We've had some of the lowest taxes on record over the last 4 years, including a small tax decrease this year. Whoever the next person is to lead the next Roselle Park for the next 4 years, I'm confident they're in good hands with this council and with the professionals that they have here. So just go vote. I really don't care who you vote for, but make sure you vote on Tuesday or vote early. I think you can vote in Roselle or Union County College till 8 p.m., 10 to 8 p.m. Totally safe, electronic, and
He will deliver you there, too.
we will give you a ride there if you call the Casano Center. I might have to take a ride myself because I still haven't voted. So anyway, vote. Thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for voting for me the first time. And, thank you for your faith over the last 4 years. And let's see what happens next week. So anyway, Mayor Sig at RosellPark.net in the interim, if you have any issues. Signing off. Have a good night. I don't know how to close that. May I have a motion to open the public portion on any subject?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If you'd like to speak, please come forward, state your name and address. I am seeing no one. May I have a motion to close the public portion on any subject?
So move.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
There is one matter for closed session this evening. Andrew, do you want to read the closed session resolution into the record? Sure.
Whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Roselle Park wishes to discuss matters which are described by the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12, and whereas the general nature of the subjects to be discussed in closed session are personnel, DPW, non-specific to any employee. Whereas the time, when, and the circumstances under which the items discussed in closed session will be disclosed to the public at a future time. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council of the Borough of Roselle Park, County of Union, State of New Jersey, do now adjourn the open portion of the meeting and open a closed portion of the meeting to discuss the aforementioned item. Need a motion to go into close and adopt the resolution.
Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi, everybody. Kicking you out. live now.
We're back.
Okay.
Motion to reconvene.
Do I have a motion to reconvene?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor, in closed session, the governing body discussed a personnel matter non-specific to any employee involving the Department of Public Works. There is no resolution made at this time.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good meeting, everybody.